Good afternoon. I'm Tim Pyatt. I'm the Dean of the Library here, and I want to thank you all for coming today to help us celebrate Wanda K. Brown and her nearly 39 years of service to Wake Forest University. Woo! Our loss is most certainly Winston-Salem State's gain, as Wanda carries the spirit of Pro Humanitate to her new position as Director of the C.G. O'Kelly Library. That's another time for applause. As someone who's been here for 8 months and worked with Wanda for 8 months, I feel a little intimidated trying to talk a little bit about Wanda. And so fortunately I have some heavy hitters to come back and help me as well on this. But I want to talk a little bit about what I've learned in my 8 months from Wanda, and both from her and about her. For one thing, she's a very generous and patient colleague, especially when breaking in a new dean. She's a champion for staff at all levels and has a special love and support for our student workers. She really cares deeply about them. She's very courageous and always willing to speak up and say her, after 8 months, this is right now that sort of little tear in my eye, sort of, it tells you right there the kind of special
we have
person that Wanda
Kleenex over
is.
here.
But she's courageous and always willing to speak up and ask the hard question. She tirelessly promotes the diversity and inclusion, making sure that as we look at all our committee and appointments, make sure we consider those in all our issues and actions. And she's truly devoted to the library profession, as expressed through her many leadership and service roles. Wanda's accomplishments at Wake Forest are many, as she really has helped us go through 4 decades of change. When you think about it, how have libraries changed so much over the last 4 decades? So when she started here in 1977, we had a card catalog room, we had a reference room. Reynolds was the only wing of the library, we had 15 employees. We now have 58 employees. So it's truly a very different and better library, in large part from Wanda. But what's most impressive to me is, so she started off as a student assistant at Winston-Salem State University, where she's returning now. Started here as a library technician, and over the years progressively worked up through the ranks until she became associate dean. So really a remarkable contribution at all levels here at Wake Forest. My time with Wanda has been far too short, but I do have the added advantage. I now have a really great colleague right across town. So I'm really looking forward to having her as a colleague at Winston-Salem State. But I've also invited some other colleagues who've known Wanda for far longer to talk today. First up will be Lynn Sutton, who's Vice Provost, but more importantly, was also formerly for 10 years Dean of the Library here, and she'll speak, and then she'll be followed by Barbee, the Assistant Provost for Diversity and Inclusion, and following their remarks, we'll be making a little presentation for Wanda, and when she gets her chance for rebuttal. So I'll turn the microphone over to Lynn.
Thank you, Tim, for inviting me here to speak. I wouldn't miss it. I think Wanda was the first person I met from ZSR. It was on my phone interview back in 2004. I think Hugh was on that call as well. And I was looking forward to meeting her when I actually got to campus. When I got to campus and started the job, I think it was at our first one-on-one session, she told me all about herself. And she said, but really my dream job is the head of the library at Winston-Salem State, because that's my alma mater. And it didn't seem very likely at the time, because the person there didn't look like she was ever going to retire. So anyway, I always kind of remembered that. So in 2007, I asked Wanda to be the associate dean of the library, because I admired the strengths that she brought to the job as the team leader, I guess it was then, of resource services. Some of you will recall that Wanda was a person who would always push you out of your comfort zone. How often have you heard that, Prentice and Chris? So I think of Wanda as an inspirational leader. She inspires you to do more than you ever thought you could do. And I think she's actually now done that for herself. She has challenged herself to step outside of her own comfort zone. It's very hard to leave this warm nest of DSR, I can tell you. And go out into a world where you have to make all new connections. And that's very courageous of Wanda, and I admire your courage. So some of you know that I like the StrengthsFinder test and what that says about people. So the leadership team took the test and we all sat around and we looked at our strengths. And Wanda had strengths that nobody else had. So let me read them to you. Positivity, is that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Developer, relator, belief in core values, and adaptability. So sometimes Wanda would say, but I want to have the same strengths that you all have. And we said, no, we need you. We need those strengths. We need you to complete the team. So just another StrengthsFinder anecdote. Carmen Canales led us in a StrengthsFinder 2.0 session. And she said, I want you to hear what the strengths that the followers would like a leader to have. And they are trust, compassion, stability, and hope. And we all looked at each other and go, Wanda! Wanda has the strengths And I think each of you who have worked with her can just feel that in your heart, that she is a person you can trust. She will always have compassion for you. She will always give you hope. Now I'm going to start to blubber up myself. Thank you. So in closing, if you've known Wanda very long, you know that what she wants for herself and for every living human being on the planet is to feel valued for the authentic person that you are. So I think I can say that, without a doubt, Wanda Brown is, if not the most, I will say the most valued person who has ever worked at Sutton, at least to me.
So I wrote some of my remarks because I knew that it was going to be hard to not be overcome with emotion. And there are some things about this spectacular woman that I really want to be able to get out today. When Tim contacted me, I was truly honored to be asked to recognize my esteemed colleague and friend, Wanda Brown. Because when I think about you, like Lynn said, your leadership truly embodies every bit of our motto, Pro Humanitatis. And also just your desire and our desire to create a community that supports the development of people and ensures everyone has an opportunity to thrive. Now, I'm truly going to date myself, but I have to say that one of my earliest memories of Wanda and ZSR was in learning how to navigate the card catalog. And the stacks, okay, because I come from a very small town, and Forbush High School probably had a library half the size of this room. So this was a wilderness to me, and Wanda was one of those people who was here. And after all of these years, she's still being that person, reaching out to support individuals. One of my fondest memories of Wanda, in fact, was during my time as the Director of Multicultural Affairs, because every semester she reached out to me to ask how she and the rest of the ZSR staff could support the work that we were doing for students from underrepresented groups. She knew that there were many other students like I had been who were first in their families to attend college, and she wanted to just make sure that they were able to be successful and maximize their experience, and that meant knowing how to use the library. So she was always coming up with creative ways and reaching out to help make that happen. She also, since I left Multicultural Affairs, has continued to work on a number of our committees and diversity councils to help establish an infrastructure for faculty and staff diversity initiatives, writing the strategic plan for diversity for the library, and just really doing a lot of work to help Wake Forest a more inclusive campus community. What makes Wanda so special can be summed up in this quote by Marianne Williamson. And I want to read this because I want to make sure I don't miss one word. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Wanda, you have truly been a light, and you've been a wonderful example of what is possible at Wake Forest. Because when I was a student here, I don't even know that we had a handful of African American staff that didn't work either in the cafeteria or as a part of facility services. So I've never had the opportunity to say it to you, but you have truly been a light and example and a role model when all you were doing was coming to work and doing your job. And that same quiet strength and resilience and fortitude that you've shown is one of the reasons that we have decided to give you this award. Matt, you want to come and give me a hand? On behalf of the Diversity and Inclusion Leadership Team, back in 2012 when Wake Forest celebrated Faces of Courage, we created this Faces of Courage Award because we wanted to recognize trailblazers who opened the doors of possibilities for all students, staff, and faculty from underrepresented and diverse backgrounds. You have certainly been that person for me and for so many of us. Thank you does not seem enough for all that you've done, but we really hope that every time you look at this award, you'll know how much we love you and we honor and respect all that you have given to us as individuals and to the Wake Forest community at large. Thank you.
We're chilling. I want a full face.
Yeah,
Put her in the middle. There you go.
And show you.
Show you.
put that wine down.
Doris.
Don't go yet. So we have a couple other little presentations for you. First, while they're getting the first thing, I want to mention that starting this May Staff Development Day, it will be henceforth known as Wanda Brown, the Staff Development Day. And we also have another little token of our receipt from your grateful colleagues. So you will remember your time at Wake Forest. This is not meant that you're going to be blocking your way into activity. We want to have something so that you remember your Wake Forest days.
Is this a crate?
It is.
Homework and videos.
Nice colors. Yeah. I'll have to take time.
And now I'll pass the mic to you.
Oh, okay. So I knew I was going to have to say a couple of words, but I am not going to say a lot because those of you who know me know it takes a lot to keep me from crying. Okay, so first of all, I am most appreciative for the opportunity that I have had to cross paths with each and every one of you, because everybody here has made my time here what it has been, right? So without you, it would not have been possible for me to stay here as long as I have. And it really is with mixed emotions that I leave. Because trust me, I thought I had cried enough and my tears still keep coming. But when I was thinking about what to say, I thought, well, I won't rewrite something. I'll just grab something that someone else has said. So if you will indulge me, I will read this because I think it's perfect. So this is taken from the 1967 movie Sidney Poitier, To Serve with Love, but we're going to spell Sir, Z-S-R. Those school, if I could sing, I was going to ask Mary Beth to sing it. Schoolgirl days of telling tales and biting nails are now gone. But in my mind, I know they will still live on and on. But how do you thank someone
who has taken you from crayon to perfume. It isn't easy, but I will try. If you wanted the sky, I would write across the sky with letters that would soar 1,000 feet high. To ZSR with love. Okay, all right. The time has come for closing books, and long last looks must end. And as I leave, I know I am leaving my dearest friends. Friends who taught me right from wrong and weak from strong. That's a lot to learn. What can I give you in return? If you wanted the moon, I would try to make a star, but I would rather give you my heart. To ZSR with love.